Righty, welcome back. This is Paul Henry on a Wednesday morning. We've all been horribly frustrated trying to cancel a gym membership or switch power company. No, I've never had to cancel a gym membership. But hopefully you haven't spent as long as one man did in the United Kingdom, 90 minutes on the phone to a pay television channel, and he still couldn't cancel his subscription. So what are your rights when it comes to this? Joining us now from Consumer New Zealand is Sue Chetwin. Sue, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's true, isn't it? There are companies who make it diabolically hard and time-consuming to get away from them.
That's right, and gyms, you named them, and they are a really good example. More recently, actually, we've found that rental contracts can be a bit tough to get out of as well. Electricity companies are slightly different in that they sort of mandated to make it easier for you.
Because it used to be quite hard with electricity companies, but that all changed a couple of years ago, didn't it?
That's right. In fact, it used to be so bad that people would be scared to switch companies because they were frightened that they would not have electricity for a period while they were trying to actually effect the switch. But that's all gone. Telcos can be tough, but gyms certainly. And the other thing about it is that there can be sort of fees that are involved. So while electricity companies might be good at switching you, if they get you into a fixed term contract and then they automatically roll that over without you knowing, you can be caught up when you do discover and you want to switch to another company that you're stuck with fees.
Let's talk about a couple of specifics. And you've mentioned the power companies. They all want to wind you up into this thing where they'll give you some kind of a discount if you guarantee you'll stay with them for a couple of years. Do they have the right to automatically roll you over and then hold you to it?
Look, they do probably have a right to roll you over. That will be in their terms and conditions. But what we're having a look at is whether, when they do that, they can actually ping you for fees if you decide to break that fixed-term contract. So we're having a look at it now because we think that that's an unfair contract term, and I'm sure the Commerce Commission will want to have a look at it as well. Because there's some new rules now about unfair contract terms, and it's really designed to capture this sort of stuff where you basically get rolled over into something that you didn't really think about, and then you might get stuck with fees.
Now, it's reasonable if you sign up for something and you get a benefit because you've signed up for a fixed term to expect there will be a penalty if you want to break the fixed term. But outside of fixed terms, what are your rules when you just want to walk away?
So the rules will be all tied up in your terms and conditions, and those terms and conditions have to be fair. But we found with some gym contracts, you have to cancel within 30 days, and you have to do that in writing. Like the gentleman who tried to ring Sky and spent 90 minutes on the phone. I mean, why can't you just pick up the phone and cancel a contract if you've both agreed that that's what you're doing when you make that call? So all of the arrangements are tied up in the terms and conditions. And so while people never read the small print, if they are signing up for subscription type things, it does pay just to have a look at how you can actually get out of this thing.
We have talked, when you talk subscriptions, like magazine subscriptions and, Reader's Digest, I mean, once they've got your address, they basically become a life partner, don't they?
That's right, and there's also problems with them when they deliver them to you free, and then what do you do about them if you don't want to have them? So that's kind of another whole issue again.
Oh, and those toe painters, God, remember those toe painters still dropping cards off, because that's bad, isn't it? People that, all of a sudden you didn't want it, they send it to you, and if you don't want it, you have to send it back. I mean, that's wrong.
Right. Yeah, so there are new rules around that now. You can just hang on to it and wait for them to come and collect it from you.
I love it.
And then within a certain period of time, if they haven't, you can just bin it. But it can be hard for people when they have signed up for something that just keeps on continuing and for them to try and get out of it.
Okay, no, you're right. Sue, thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you again soon. Sue Chetwin, Chief Executive of Consumer New Zealand.